It's time for the Gettin Outdoors podcast, Town Country United Bank Lake Millis Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedules, horse biting, and seasonal hunting information with my outdoor media analysts Joe Allen Dunn and Kevin Sims. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millis Ferry hunting and fishing report.
We get up in the morning, most days by the crack of dawn. We hug our kids and kiss our wives, put our boots and our blue jeans on. We love our troops cause we know the truth as they fight for you and me. We don't know much, but we know enough. Ain't nothing in life for free. Put a shotgun in our hands. We drive a truck, but we can work the land. And we raise hell on Saturday night. Hell, drive a tractor, watch it pull. We can saddle a horse or ride a bull. We got creek banks, southern pines, red clay and shine. Put a shotgun in my hand. I drive a truck, well, I can work the land. And I raise hell on Saturday night. Hey, yeah. I drive a tractor, watch it pull. I can saddle a horse or ride a bull. Got creek banks, southern pines, red clay and shine.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Town Country United Bank Gettin Outdoors podcast 166 Hunting and Fishing Report. And as most of you have heard by now, the Town Country United Bank President, CEO Hal Huggins passed away Monday morning. He was a dear friend of mine and a supporter of the show. Kevin, did you ever have any dealings with Hal?
I knew Hal. I did.
He was a good guy. Joe Allen, what about you?
No, I dealt with Richard most of the time when I went there and borrowed money.
Well, he was a great guy, and every time I went in the bank, he would always, want to know about how the show was going and all that. And so we're dedicating tonight's show to that picture on the left now is the way you saw him in the bank, but he loved the outdoors. That picture on the right is where he would rather be.
G posted a picture on Facebook. It had a picture of the old picture. It had George.
Yeah.
It had Wayne. It had him. It had Blue. And he said they was up there having a big time in here.
Yes, they are. They did. He was a great guy, and he left here way too soon. And my condolences to his family and all the folks at the bank. And he just touched so many lives at that Town Country United Bank. And yeah, you don't realize how somebody affects a small town like this till he leaves here.
Well, I like what you said earlier. That was kind of the motto for the bank. They didn't judge a man by his credit score. They judged him on his character.
That's right. And Hal could read people. And, I've done it. Yeah, you probably ain't never done it, Joe Allen. Me and Kevin done it. You're getting a little financial jam. No better person could guide you through it and advise you than Hal Huggins.
That's right.
He was a financial wizard. He really was. He got me out of a lot of jacks, and he got me in a lot of jacks. Because you could go anywhere you want something, call him, say, just write the check. You know,
I heard 3 people today say, I call Hal and tell him what I was thinking about. He said, just write the check.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's it. Everybody said that was Hal's saying, write the check.
That's what I told everybody. One thing worse than having no credit is having Hal Huggins in your bank.
Having too much credit.
He would get you in a jack. But he was a great guy, and his services are going to be, they're going to have visitation tomorrow, Thursday, at the Camden Methodist Church from 4 to 6 p.m. And then they were going to have the funeral at the Camden Methodist Church Friday at 1 o'clock, and then graveside at the Camden Cemetery. So it's going to be a crowd there too, I guarantee you. Right. But anyway, today's show is dedicated to our dear friend, Mr. Hal Huggins. He left here way too soon. All right, y'all, got a lot to talk about. What a great interview I just did with Don Day, the voice of the Bass Masters Classic for 20 years, and he told some great stories about Ray Scott. Ray Scott passed away Tuesday, and I was just lucky to hook up with Don and reminisce about Ray Scott. He was a visionary. He is the one that, as Don Day said in the podcast, he's the one that taught them thick-headed politicians what bass fishing could do for the economy in Alabama, right. And he did it too. He kicked the top off the ant hill.
Trailblazer.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Not only in bass fishing, but he started that Whitetail Institute and Wildlife Seed in the mid '80s, and did real good.
But I mean, he put tournament fishing on the map.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because like it was, you watch it on TV. Nobody fished tournament. All of a sudden now there's one that ever landing every weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Really did.
All right, let's see what we got going on. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I want to go over every bit of it right now. To this afternoon, as we speak, they are fishing a little jackpot tournament at the Selma City Marina. I'll get the results. I hope Todd Prater covers it this evening and gets me the result. But they're doing that every other Wednesday in Selma now. So if any of y'all want to fish a good tournament. Now, this is Brandon today, and I think they're taking 100 people, and they got 70 signed up. And all this is for the kids outdoors. And they call it the Shuffle at the Shack. It's a good poker game Friday night at 6 o'clock, $130 buy-in. That includes your food, your drinks, all the benefits goes to kids outdoors. If you want to get in that, 334-295-5430. Now, that's going to be a good, if I was a poker player, I'd be going over that, Joel.
I wonder what time it'll end.
I don't know. And then that Saturday, Kids Outdoors Fun Day at Soggy Bottom Lodge. This is one of my favorite events every year. It's for those special needs kids. And let me tell you, they take care. It's a day for the special needs kids, but you got kids, bring everybody, bring your whole family. It's something for everybody. It's from 9 to 4, $10 a head, $20 for parking. They're going to have all kind of raffles and giveaways and food and drink. It's just going to be a great time. You can shoot skeets, you can canoe, you can kayak, you can fish. I don't know if they'll let you shoot one of them big buffalo. I think they auctioned off a buffalo though, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And Miss Carol Clark with the Kids Outdoors will be on my show with me Friday morning at 8 o'clock to talk about what all they're going to do this coming Saturday at Soggy Bottom Lodge. And then on Ellis's Landing, and I got a little issue with Ellis's a little while. We'll go over it in a minute. Fishers of Men will be at Ellis's this Saturday, and we got the West Alabama Team Trail, John McAlpin, at Lot 5 Saturday. And if you want a boat number with it, it's 334-654-4278. And Pride of the South is you can blast off anywhere. I think the weigh-in is going to be at the Yacht Basin. You can contact Jeremy Bass at 228-327-5941. one, and then also up on Lay Lake. Of course, this is the ABT South on Lay Lake. Laura will be running one of the cameras on the live feed, and if you want to see how those guys are fishing, 7:30 to 11:30, they'll be live on the water showing you what they are doing. And then they got a special catfish benefit for a guy named Fred that's having some health issues. It's going to be run by the Alabama Catfish Series rules. This will be May the 21st, next Saturday at the Selma City Landing. More information, contact Marshall Huey at 334-412-2116. That is a benefit catfish tournament run by Marshall and the Alabama Catfish Series rules. And then I had a long talk with Joshua the other day, the Roland Cooper State Park Big Crappie Day, May the 28th. And let me tell you, he's got all the money. The prize money is already in the envelopes for first, second, third, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. $500 from the Community Neighbor Bank for the big fish, $250 for the youth from the Town Country United Bank. And Joe Allen, you are the reigning champion of this event.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I hope I can do as good as I did then. But you own some pretty good fish.
Let me
so
show
I'm
you something.
Scared.
Let me show you something.
You got me running scared.
Let me show you something. There's your money fish. Maybe 1 1/4. Might. That's an hourly one. It might be a third place, but that's a money fish.
Yeah, you're going to have 2 pounds to win the hour.
No, 2 pounds to win all day.
Yeah.
Look how I got my dip net, just like Shane now, man. Look how easy that is.
Talk about Shane, he got to come back. I need some more schooling.
Schooler's out now, 28.
Yeah, but them fish ain't gonna be there when that tournament's here. Probably, I done caught all them fish. Here's something else I want to tell y'all about. This is Share the Gospel Ray Covington Memorial Tournament, June the 4th. Now I know it's a little ways off, but it's June the 4th at Runaway Landing in Demopolis. And I talked to Brother Howard the other day. $125 a boat. And if you want a boat number, 251-231-1940. And anybody that's ever fished in a bass tournament on Miller's Ferry, Demopolis, has fished against Mr. Ray Covington. We want everybody to support this Share the Gospel Ray Covington Memorial Bass Tournament. It is an open tournament on June the 4th. Where's Runaway Landing?
You go across the bridge, and it's the first left where the landing is. When you go past, you go through Demopolis, go over the river bridge. It ain't 2 miles down there, and you'll see a brown sign, the core sign. Take a left.
Hey, Kevin.
It's a big park, too.
Bud must not remember the catfish jugging tournament.
Well,
just go ahead, give Joe Allen the trophy and a check. Yeah. Well,
Mr. Bud is a loyal supporter.
Ain't no doubt.
I'm going to tell you what.
Joe Allen's getting him a discount at the store or something.
Yeah.
He's building up points for he about got enough to get a free gun here for long.
I see that.
He was at that. He came an hour before the weigh-in, and he stayed till the end. When he walked up that hill, it looked like he leaving his best friend's funeral. He was so disappointed, Joe Allen.
Well, I tell you what, you won't be disappointed this time.
We're gonna have a good time.
I'm gonna keep the same position I had before. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah. Well, you got Mark Bolden, you got Gerald, you got Shane, you got Scott, Mitchell. I'm telling you, it's gonna be some dang sticks in that tournament now.
You talking a lot of competition there now.
I know it. Plus,
I may have to do like Travis.
But don't forget, Donna Councilman won at one time fishing off of her dock.
That's
right there at the marina sloop.
I may have to pull a Travis. You know how Travis catch all his crop. He got dynamite. May have to pull dynamite out.
Well, I've added a lot of tests to the jugging.
Well, good.
To the jugging contest. So we might have to do that. We might have to do that to the crappie tournament too. All right, let's see. Miller's Ferry, they are running from midnight till 6 a.m., 2 units, and then from 2 p.m. to midnight, 2 units. At Jones Bluff, they're running midnight to 6 a.m., 1 unit, and from 2 p.m. to midnight, 3 units. The temperature yesterday afternoon in the river was 78 to 82 degrees. It was actually 81 degrees when I was out there. In the sloughs, it was 82, but I've heard it's getting as high as 86 in the afternoon in some of that shallow water. So that is what's going on now. Before we get to the hunting and fishing report, I talk all the time about
Scott Mitchell was letting y'all know that he was going to be there too.
Yeah, I said, yeah. Hey, I tell
It's
y'all,
gonna be some competition now.
I tell y'all all the time, we need. Oh, let me remind everybody that the road is still closed at Bridgeport. You can get to Bridgeport City Landing, but you got to go around to get to Roland Cooper State Park. The road to go to Bridgeport is fine.
It's really closed now. It was like they said it was closed.
Yeah,
And it
it's
wasn't,
closed.
but it's really closed
it's
now.
It's closed now. You got to go
a big
around.
old crane sitting in the road, reaches across the road.
Yeah. So just heads up on that. Now, this is something we talk about a lot, y'all. I'm gonna put this graphic. Y'all on the podcast can't see this, but this is Ellis's Landing Saturday morning. And if you look at the top, that's 11 parking spaces and 6 vehicles in it. Now, that don't bother. It didn't hurt nothing Saturday because it wasn't it was plenty of room. But on a day when it's a lot of people fishing and a lot of boats, this is just unacceptable. This is just, you need to be courteous and park between the lines. You really do. That was on the left side.
Didn't they used to give fines for that?
They did. That's why I'm surprised to see them. And it really surprised me. And then this was on the other side. They took up 13 parking spaces, and it was 9 vehicles. So that's four places, that were. I mean, it's just no excuse for it. And we can do better than that. We really can.
Yeah, there's one truck and boat covering 2 spots.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them doing that. But let's try to do better at that. And I'm not the parking police, but I am the safety courtesy man, and that's just common courtesy.
When they was giving tickets hard, everybody got straight then.
Yeah.
They need to go back to it and everybody make sure they're within the line.
That's right. And it don't take that much. Don't take that.
No.
That but all right, let's see what else we got. Ray Scott. Let's talk a minute about Ray Scott. Did y'all ever have any action with Ray Scott?
No.
Kevin?
No. I seen him. I used to go to the Bassmasters Classic when they doing it all in Birmingham. I used to go and I seen him, and he was a big showman. And,
I had several dealings with him, and I just talked to Don Day about the first time I met him. I was working with Lambert Seed Company, and we had just got the exclusive on Osceola Ladino clover. And that was the same time he started the Whitetail Institute, and he came out with the Imperial Whitetail clover. Well, he took 2 old varieties of Ladino clover, mixed them together, coated them with an inoculant, and put them in a bag with a big deer head. Ray Scott taught me about marketing. And we had a booth, and he had a booth at the deer show, and I'll never forget looking up. And he was in my booth asking me all kind of questions about our clover. And we had hired a guy in Georgia to draw us up a good slick, handout brochure. And he took that brochure, and I don't know what printer he woke up that night, but the next morning he had brochures in his booth similar to ours, and he was a master at marketing. And then I met him several times with Pam Swannon, Alabama Bass, Alabama Black Belt Adventures. He did a lot of traveling with her. He came down here when we had the state record Fancy Gator, and he was at the opening of the Stokes Gator when they showed it, and he was just a big supporter of anything outdoors. Him and Jackie Bushman both. Jackie Bushman started Buckmasters from Ray Scott's idea of Bassmasters, and he was just a great promoter and a great showman. He really was. And if you hear Don Day talk about him on today's podcast, he was just a great man. All right, let's see. Oh, I got some bad news for everybody. Laura called me last week. You know, she's still doing the Bridgeport City Landing bookings, and said that the Alabama Bass Nation, a 3-day 140 to 170 boat tournament, had canceled for next weekend, which would be the 19th, 20th, and 21st, because they couldn't get lodging because of the IP shutdown.
Yeah.
We lost. That's going to be a hell of a revenue loss for this little old town.
Well, PCA is doing too. You know, it is this time of year.
But did you see where David Rayner? Did you see that article David Rayner wrote last week about Tuscaloosa wanting in the bass fishing game? They want to build them a big facility up on Lake Tuscaloosa and the Warrior River so they can attract these 200 boat bass tournaments.
Well, they need to.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. And of course, Demopolis is coming on. They sent me some pictures. I should have put them up here of the Demopolis City Landing that is coming on strong, and I'm mighty proud for those folks in Marengo County. We mentioned that the Alabama Bass Trail will be on Lay Lake this Saturday, and you can watch it live on the Alabama Bass Trail Facebook page. I don't know what boat Laura will be running the camera in. One of the camera boats, I'll let you know when she lets me know. I don't know if Laura Ann's coming or who she'll be with, but she'll be running the camera. And I did want to mention too that the Town Country United Bank lobby will close this Friday at 11 o'clock. The drive-through will still be open, but they're going to close at 11 o'clock so they can attend Hal's funeral. And last but not least, before we get to the hunting and fishing report, I went to the C.T. Ward Power Sport grand opening Saturday. And let me tell y'all something. I had me a good time. I think he sold 3 boats while we was there Saturday morning. He has got some boats, but the highlight of my visit was visiting with that little Miller Spivey with Minn Kota Humminbird. He upgraded my Helix 7. It was 4 upgrades behind, and Lauderdale brought his, and Bucky Barrett brought his. There was a lot of guys brought their units and got them upgraded, and that little boy, that kid, he's pretty sharp. Sold me a dead gum $2,600 trolling motor.
Well, it's a big deal on those upgrades.
Yes, sir. I can tell you,
it's a big deal, and everybody needs to keep up with them.
They really do, and it's amazing how they change. I mean, my Garmin, I upgraded my Garmin. Y'all got the same Garmin I got.
I needed upgrade.
A heck of a difference.
I know after I upgraded my GoPro, everything went clicking real good with that.
Well,
so
I got my GoPro down. Now I'm gonna tell you, old Shane Jones done taught me and Kevin how to do that GoPro, son. I can tell you that.
Well, me and Donald's gonna have plenty of footage for this weekend.
Okay, you just bring it on, son. Just bring it on. All right, let's get into the hunting and fishing report for the weekend of May the 13th through May the 15th, 2022. Let's start off with the catfish, catawba worms. Everybody want to know about catawba worms. Y'all know anybody get catawba worms?
Well, you just have to ride and look at trees. That's all you got to do.
And a lot of people are planting catawba worms, and I don't know that much about them. I really don't. But
they're good around the pond. A lot of people do that. But I found out riding from here to Thomaston, there's a lot of trees on that road through there, because I used to get them all the time, but I don't.
It used to be a big one there at Ellis Landing, but it got blown down. But
2 or 3 of them are behind the bathroom.
But now, what are the catfish doing, Joe Allen? I hadn't talked to anybody this week that has been catfishing.
Well,
Big Bama Bryant, he was off all last week. He's catfishing, but he's honeymooning, so I don't get no reports from him. You know,
the shallow water sloughs are about to the end. Your river run sloughs got water, going through current. They're going to still always be on. And there's some ones, like I said, river run, that have those mussel beds on it. They're going to be on. and then long lining, and then tight lining is going to be a big deal, and then it's coming to be like the dragon. That's going to come into play now.
Yeah,
Big time.
Powerhouse will be dictating what pattern you want to fish.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, be sure to call that number 4896 and remember what they say in the last sentence. Subject to change.
Well, and two, that then to go, if they still running, you better get your shad for us over with, because shad and skipjack, I think, is running toward the end now.
Well, yeah, but I hope Kevin got me and him enough. I ain't worried about Joe.
Well, I'm
Allen.
going tomorrow and get mine. So
You think so? Think so, Kevin?
I know.
We'll
so.
see.
Yeah, you might
Probably about like a dove.
Yeah,
I mean about the dove.
Hey, and I told old hound dog, and I'm gonna tell anybody out there that's doing some jugging at night, that's staying with the jugs at night. Now I ain't gonna let Travis have them and go put them out and then let him out all night. But for some of y'all that are going jugging at night, I got 6 lighted jugs that I'll be glad to let you use. And I need somebody to field test them for me. I told Hound Dog.
And the thing with Travis now, he's been putting all his skipjack in my freezer. They gonna disappear on him.
Well,
probably this week. He don't
Hound
know
Dog
that.
told me that he's gonna fish the Alabama Catfish Series tournament the same day as our jugging. He's gonna do both.
Well, you can do that because the jugging tournament's from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then he can go home and get him a little nap, and then from 7 to 7 is the Alabama Catfish.
He gonna do both.
Good for him. And Todd, are you gonna go to the Selma City Marina and get me a result of that bass tournament?
He said he's here.
Huh?
He said he's there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's here in the show, but I'm wondering if he's at the. Bryant says 6 fish for 69 pounds Saturday. Now that's easy to type on that screen, but where are the pictures? That's what we want to see is the pictures.
But now our tournament's going to be strictly jugging, correct?
Right. Yeah. 20 jugs, 1 hook per jug per boat. Somebody asked me the other day how many folks could get in the boat. I said whatever's legal.
Right.
You know, on the Coast Guard legal, but you know, you can only have 20 jugs, and that's going to be the first question on the lie detector test. All right, so catfishing is wide open. The water's warming up. We told you a while ago the river it's long line time.
Yeah,
it's long line.
No doubt.
It's going to get the powerhouse time.
Yeah,
current.
Okay, now let's talk about crappie fishing. And I expect out of these 3 for the past week, I'm the one that needs to talk about the crappie fishing because I tore them up Sunday. Limited out. I wanted to limit out for 12. I had 21 at 10 o'clock. And I said, I know I can get 9 for 12, but it took me to 1 to get them last 9. And now I had 3 money fish, the rest of them 10, 11-inch fish, and I probably threw back 20 9-inch fish. I was fishing in 10 foot of water on homemade structure, and I'm gonna tell you, the fish wasn't on all of them, but you had to hunt the fish.
Well, you'd have had your limit by then if you'd have done what I said. Because when I called you, I said you done beat them to death. You better move, and I told you where to move. No, they right here. I'll catch them right here, and had to move.
Yeah, well, I had to move to catch that other 9.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway. And I did not have a minnow in the boat. B&B Weedless Miller's Ferry Blues and chartreuse, black and chartreuse with just the black head, chartreuse skirt, them Reuben Flora. Y'all remember that? Reuben Flora jigs.
I got a bunch of them.
And Joe Allen's got a bunch of them. Now, let me tell you, and they're expensive. But they worth it. I promise you that.
I got a lot of holes in my B&B G's. I was looking at today, and we got 2 or 3 holes. I got to get some ordered.
And Shane told me this. Those Reuben floors are hand-tied hair jigs. And he said every time you catch a fish, that fish smell gets in that hair.
Oh, yeah.
And makes it better. And I believe it. I believe that. But I'm going to tell you, no more minnows for Big Dad. I'm through with minnows unless somebody goes with me that wants to fish with minnows.
Well, Shane's got to come back because he just give me a teaser on that shooting them docks, and I want to learn more about that because he can look in there with that live scope and you'd see 10, 15 fish on there. And he said, they over by this X brace over here. And he'd shoot it up there. And sure enough, he'd come out. Then they wouldn't bite. And he said, oh, I got to change jig. He said, I got to have a light when they get so it won't sink so fast.
Yeah.
Then he'd throw it up under. He'd come out with another one.
Look at him, Kevin. Rick, he's talking about me or Joe Allen.
Pure knowledge coming firm, Miller's Ferry Pro. I know he ain't talking about me.
All right, bud. You keep on. Joe Allen's got to perform at this crappie fishing tournament coming up.
Mr. Bud, you got a trip one weekend. Come over. You gonna go fishing with me?
Look at Mike Clement. You know what he said? The owner of B&B Weedless Jig. It took Big Daddy long enough for you to figure out you don't need those munners.
30 years,
yeah, 30,
Mike.
30 years. That's the truth. Yeah. But I tell you what, Mike, them B&B Weedless. You heard Joe out there he is. You better put your order
Well, I
in.
got to go back and see which ones all I'm missing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, we was talking about Gerald. Douglas Blackwell said Mr. Overstreet Jr. put Mike and me on the crappie yesterday. Thank you for recommending Big Daddy. Brent Blackwell is your brother. Well, I'm glad you got to go, Douglas. And I'll tell you, that's an experience going with Gerald Overstreet. I promise you that. That's a once in a lifetime. You know, I said my highlight of my outdoor career is I've crappie fished with Gerald Overstreet, and I've catfished with the old cat catcher, Stacy Gaston, and I tell you what, he's one of the best. But I'm gonna tell you what, we got Shane Jones now, doing some guiding trips, and Scott Mitchell doing some guiding trips, and we got some good folk. There's old Stacy on there. How you doing?
Hey, did you see Stacy's new products he put on there? Don't have the poor man's talons or the power poles. Right?
I can't keep up with Stacy Gaston, man. He's
got it going on now.
He's finna start his own online store, SmackDown store. It's unbelievable.
Have you talked to him about our idea yet?
Yeah. I built one. I built the protocol for it, and it didn't cost $10. But anyhow, I told Stacy about it. But now me and Stacy were talking about making it out of aluminum, but Guy Wynn and Turkey Jones made mine out of just iron.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Well, that will be a show. Give us a week's notice where you come over here and get in here with us. We'll have a show.
We had to buy some more data. You come on, Stacy. We had plenty of so many people on here.
We had to pull up bleachers out front.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so that's the catfish and crappie. All right, I don't know a thing about bass. They had a little fruit jar last week, and I got the results here last Thursday. Jerry Denson won with 11-17. He had 5 pounds. Second place was Jim Van Blake and Lorena Van Blake. They had 10 pounds. Tyler and Stevie. Did you fish it? Yeah, Kevin and Jamie. Y'all had 748. So what was the deal on that? What the bass doing, Kevin? The water's changing?
Oh, it's warmed up. We're definitely in summertime pattern. And, you're going to be fishing, the powerhouse is going to dictate a lot, the pressure, the weather, whether or not you can, catch them on a crankbait or, have to use shaky head. But there's going to be ledges. It's going to be deep riverbanks. It's going to be treetops, mats on the river. It's going to, like I said, the barometer and the weather conditions are going to dictate a lot of what you're going to do. Whether you want to get out there. If they're chasing the bait, it's going to, what do you keep looking at?
I'm thinking about this time of year is when you hunt them big hyacinths, man. They do. Oh, that's right.
We ain't got none.
Miller's Ferry don't have none. I forgot that.
Yeah. Well, what can you say?
Co-engineered and learned that.
Well, maybe, just maybe, we got some help behind the scenes.
I hope so.
I do too. But if you're coming bass fishing this weekend, what you got to do, Kevin?
Well, like I said, if the currents, if you got the powerhouse running and you got the right ratio between what they're putting in, you got good flow, you'll be able to get out there and throw a crankbait, You better get up on top of the ledges in the morning, and maybe a rattle trap, spinner bait, chatter bait, any kind of moving bait if the conditions with the weather's right, low light, low barometer. But whenever if a powerhouse ain't running, it's gonna be a grind. You gotta get shaky head, get on them same spots. You may have to move out a little deeper. Find some structure out there that they sit there waiting to feed. Your deep banks flipping. And we were joking about the hyacinth. There is a little bit of hyacinth. It's very, very small, but there is a little bit of hyacinth back in our lake.
I see it.
Those, if you hit the right spot, I still think that we're probably gonna have another shad spawn in the river. We're gonna have probably at least one more good one. The sloughs is about to wash down, but I think we hit one more shad spawn. Just the conditions are all lined up for it. Willow flies are out this weekend. Your crankbaits, you go to a brim color, stuff like that, because it's gonna be a lot. Still, it's gonna be a few willow flies still hanging around this week.
All right, and the ponds, our Alabama public fishing lakes on fire. All the ponds on fire. The brim are bedding right now. Crickets, you got them, Joe Allen? Can you keep them?
They go fast, but we had to get we got 2 suppliers, so we keep plenty of crickets.
Well, if you got access to a farm pond, or if you want to go to one of our Alabama public fishing lakes, they are on fire right there. You catch them crappie with live scope? Yes, Wayne, I did. I did catch those. I didn't catch them with the live scope, but I found them with the live scope. And I tell you, I see Shane's on here, and it's a question I want to ask Shane Jones that I had happen. I've never had happen before. I was fishing some treetops, and you could see, you can see the fish all in the treetops. And I would put that jig down right on top of that treetop, and it was about 5 fish would come up and get all around that jig. Mm-hmm. And I'd move the jig up, and they just come up with it. And then I let it down. They go down with it, and I jerk it up real fast and let it fall. But they never bite it, Shane. Well, how do I catch them fish? You ever done that, Joel?
Oh, yeah. When you look at them, that's very aggravating.
Yeah. But I was going to ask Shane about that.
Because you cast in there, and Shane just told me to just keep moving it. Because if you stop, they stop, then they lose interest and go back. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they just follow it, and they don't hit it.
I got a lot to learn.
It sounds like we got an operator error right here.
Maybe.
I can tell you this. I will be the first to tell you this. That Mark Boland said, leave him and come back. Mm-hmm. I thought I knew something about crappie fishing till I met people like Mark and Gerald and Shane. And
it's a whole new game now where you're chasing fish instead of looking for fish. You're chasing.
And Joe Allen. Now I have to give Joe Allen credit. It was August, 90 degrees, Pine Barren Creek. He throwed a buoy down and said his fish there 5 feet deep, and I caught 18 in 20 minutes.
I had somebody come by the store and had a live scope. He was saying what to do with this, what to do. I said the best thing for you to do is call Gerald.
Yeah.
And get a guided trip and have him show you.
That's
He'll
right.
do more in that trip. You'll learn more and know how to do it.
If you're going to make that investment,
that's right.
That's just add that $400 or whatever he charges, and let him show you how to work it and set it up. I agree with you 100%. All right, turkey season is over. The turkey count, what?
Today at 11:45, I rode down to our place, had to look at some stuff, and was standing there looking at my squash plants. Turkey gobbled.
Yeah.
Then he gobbled again. I said, good night. And I looked down my squash plants. Some of them, a hen had dusted them, messed up one. Then I got to look.
Nest?
No, there was drag marks. And he strutted all the way out to dirt road and strutted across the dirt road.
May the love 'em.
Yeah.
May the love 'em. Ain't that something? There's a hot fish there is looker. Let me put this up where y'all can rest from Shane Jones. There's hot fish there. There is lookers. If you snap that jig and it didn't get a reaction strike, they aren't going to bite right then. Come back later in low light, probably get them to bite. All right, that's great advice. That's exactly what Mark said. Leave them and come back. So there you go.
Mark said you can learn more in 4 hours than you can in 4 months. By
Well, I tell you,
Gerald.
it took me, and I kept up with it when I got my live scope. It took me 40 hours on the water to be comfortable with it. It really did. And I didn't learn it. I was just comfortable with it. Noonan said he heard gobblers today in Natchez, Mississippi. All right, rodeo, Wilsonville this weekend. What we're doing? Give us a rodeo report, Kevin.
Brody had a complete ride Sunday. We had a little trouble with equipment, but still, we about got it dialed up and got his new glove in. Everything went good. He had a good ride Sunday. Got a score. We qualified for the state finals. Going to Wilsonville with the boys of the South. And it'll be before the PCA, and he's gonna ride Friday night and Saturday night in Wilsonville, and working on points to go to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's good. That's
Las
good.
Vegas.
You going to Las Vegas with him?
I want to have somebody help pay for the trip.
Well, if me and Joe Allen give you $100 a piece, will you put it in the slot machine for us?
No, I'm talking about we talking about a $5,000 trip. We're going to get a sponsor before we go to Las Vegas. Woo.
All right, Johnny, here you go. This is the final count for the turkeys of 2022 season in Alabama. It was 15,242 turkeys game check. Now, probably 20,000 killed. All right,
25.
Choctaw County, 265. Clark County, 352. Dallas County, 287. Marengo County, 304. Monroe County, 289. Wilcox County, 246. So out of our surrounding counties, Clark County with 352.
That is low. I can tell you right now, that's low.
All right. Well, that's the official game check number.
You can double that number.
I wouldn't doubt it. I sure wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
But that is it, and
No
we'll see it is dozens, if not hundreds, of studies going on right now. So we're looking forward to hearing all the reports.
Well, I can tell you this: by far, it was probably it was more turkeys killed this year. And I don't know, but from the people I know.
Well, you're in a position where you would know. You really are.
They kill some turkeys because by moving that season the way they did, they actually caught the first gobbling peak. Then you have the lull. Then they caught the second gobbling peak. And you're going to kill a whole lot of turkeys. I'm scared they're going to kill too many. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's 4. Can't kill but 4. But anyway, it's gone. Let's talk about snapper season coming up. July the 28th. That same day as the jugging tournament, 23rd?
I think so, yeah. That weekend.
Well, and what about them triple tails? Didn't you?
Yeah, they started showing up, and I'm gonna have to win the money at the crappie tournament, then load the boat up and use that money to go down there and fish for snappers the rest of the weekend.
It's gonna take you to buy gas.
I know.
Yeah, damn sure we is. All right, Joe Allen, Dunn Sports. You been there this week? Or
I stopped by there and talked to Bubba a little bit, a couple of days, and he's selling crickets, and we got a good stock of all kind of baits, plastics and all. But we noticed today because we was making an order, getting everything's running out already.
Yeah,
and stuff like pin reels and pin rods that we sell a bunch of catfish stuff. You can't get them now.
Are they still catching them brown below the powerhouse?
Have been. I don't know now. I'm sure they are still going right now.
They ain't running like they was because there hadn't been as many people down there.
Yeah.
Did my 25 quart
no
Engle cooler come in?
No, ain't come in yet.
But you got some 35s, and those are nice ones, but they're just a little bigger than what I want.
But we are selling probably 2 or 3 times the live bait that we've ever sold.
Really?
For some reason. And I think it's because we don't have There's no other bait shop nowhere
Yeah.
around.
Mhm.
And actually, I think a lot of people coming from Jackson, and a lot of people stop at my place and get stuff that's even going to like G's Bend and all, because
Demopolis.
they don't have to come in and come to Camden. They just keep going around, to G's Bend. Have a lot of them, and like Kevin said, I can't believe Demopolis hadn't got a bait shop.
Well, I can tell you what, I am officially now. I limited out Sunday in case y'all just tuning in, and y'all
You got
just
Afco shorts.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you got plenty of Afco shorts.
Plenty of all the short ones and the longs. We got plenty of those T-shirts, and we got these Team Bigfoot T-shirts if you want them. And Kevin found me this here, and buddy, it's going on the wall at the camp.
And as I was saying when I was interrupted, in case y'all didn't hear it or just tuning in, I limited out Sunday for the first time in my life with no minnows in the boat, jigs only. So I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm looking forward to the Roland Cooper State Park tournament. And I want that big check and that trophy that Joe Allen got last time. And
you have to fight for it now.
I'm ready.
I ain't giving up easy.
All right. Anything else? Anything? Good luck to Brody this weekend in Wilsonville at the rodeo. And once again, our sincere condolences to the Huggins family and Ray Scott's family. And man, my
football coach, Coach McNair.
I heard
I want to pass on some prayers to Gay, Mac, and Camilla, and Camille. Coach McNair was he meant a lot to a lot of young men. He was a really fine fella, and think about him every day.
The weigh-in Saturday I don't know of a weigh-in Saturday, Todd, except in Demopolis. Now, what I was talking about is this afternoon, the Wednesday afternoon tournament there at Selma City Landing. Bud said I better get prepared. All right, we got to go, man. We done run over way past what we supposed to. Joe Allen got a steak to go eat. And Scott's supposed to be cooking for
now Brody goes to Las Vegas. I want to be as the guy that totes his rigging in, while he's up there shaking hands and waving to everybody.
Everything's got a price on
it. Sponsorship.
We had Done Sports on his vest. You can be the primary sponsor for that show.
That'd be something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody, let me see what these three comments are. No, it's this afternoon, Todd. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Had a great crowd today. Always appreciate y'all supporting the sponsors, and listening to the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report every Wednesday night right here on the Facebook page and YouTube. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same channel.
Hal taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.